They slept for 309 years, and time couldn't touch them. This is the powerful story of the people of the cave, mentioned in the Qur'an in Surah Al-Kahf. It is not just a story of the past, it is a sign for every generation. Long ago, in a land ruled by a cruel and arrogant king, people were forced to worship idols. Believing in one god was considered a crime. Anyone who refused could face torture, even death. Among the people were a group of young men. They were not weak. They were strong, intelligent, and from respected families. They had status, wealth, and comfortable lives, but their hearts were not satisfied. They knew the idols around them could not hear, could not speak, and could not benefit anyone. Deep inside, they believed in one true Lord, the creator of the heavens and the earth. One day, when the king gathered everyone for a grand celebration of idol worship, these young men stood apart. With courage that shocked the crowd, they declared, "Our Lord is the Lord of the heavens and the earth. We will never call upon any god besides him." This was open defiance. The king became furious. He threatened them with severe punishment unless they returned to idol worship. But instead of giving in, they chose faith over fear. They chose Allah over comfort. Quietly, they left their homes, their families, and their wealth, escaping toward the mountains to protect their belief. A loyal dog followed them. When they finally reached a cave, tired and uncertain about what would happen next, they raised their hands and prayed, "Our Lord, grant us mercy from yourself and guide us rightly through this affair." And Allah answered their prayer in a way no one could have imagined. Inside the cave, Allah caused them to fall into a deep sleep. Not for a night, not for a year, but for centuries. The Qur'an describes how the sun would rise and set without directly harming their bodies. They were turned from side to side so their bodies would not decay. Their dog lay at the entrance as if guarding them. Anyone who looked inside would feel fear and turn away. Years passed, decades passed. Empires rose and fell. The tyrant king died, his kingdom disappeared. Generations came and went, exactly 309 years passed. Then one day Allah commanded them to wake up. They slowly opened their eyes, unaware of what had happened. "How long have we stayed here?" they asked one another. "Perhaps a day or part of a day." Feeling hungry, they decided to send one of them into the city with silver coins from their time. They warned him to be careful and not reveal their identity. But when he entered the city, everything was different. The buildings had changed. The people looked different. Even the language sounded unfamiliar. Most shocking of all, people were openly speaking about belief in one God. There were no public idols, no fear of persecution. Confused, he tried to buy food and handed over his silver coins. The shopkeeper stared in shock. These coins were ancient, hundreds of years old. Crowds gathered, authorities were called. Scholars examined the coins and realized something unbelievable. These were the same young believers who had disappeared centuries ago during the reign of the tyrant king. The entire city was shaken. At that time, people were debating whether resurrection after death was truly possible. Allah answered that debate, not just with words, but with living proof. If Allah can preserve bodies for 309 years and wake them up again, then bringing the dead back to life on the day of judgment is easy for him. When the people followed the young man back to the cave, the companions understood the miracle that had occurred. They realized they had become a sign for humanity. Soon after, Allah caused them to pass away peacefully. People differed about what to build at the site, but their story became eternal, recorded in Revelation, recited by millions every week. The story of Ashab-e-Kahf teaches us one powerful lesson. When you stand firm for your faith, even if the whole world stands against you, Allah's protection is enough. Sometimes, a cave with Allah's mercy is safer than a palace without him. And the one who controls time controls destiny.